on here. And sometimes I'm literally gonna hop on here and I'm gonna be on here until my phone dies, and then afterwards, I don't know, I'm gonna probably figure out something to do with my life and clean like the last 2 dishes I got in my sink. Who knows? But I'm excited either way that it goes. And yeah, that reading that we did yesterday was juicy. That shit was juicy. That shit was juicy. Okay? That was... I wasn't ready for all that. I was not ready for all that at all. I was like, in what way? In what way? But I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited for what's happening. I'm excited for what's going to happen. I'm excited for what has happened. Like, I'm just a happy-go-lucky cookie all around. Let's just get into it. I like to start the reading. No need of waiting. Let's just dive into the shit. We got sexuality. So tapping more into who you are, what you like, what gives you pleasure, what gives you joy, what gives you bliss, what turns you on, what turns you off. Expressing that more, being more open and ready to receive that as much as you are willing to give that. So just embracing your sexuality in all ways and all aspects is going to help you to not only be more confident in self, but be more sure of self, be more secure with setting boundaries, but also be more secure in opening up and releasing things that are needed, okay? So just taking all of that into account as well. Grace. Giving yourself that grace, giving yourself that time and that patience to go on that discovery, to go on that, I'm going to just let him be. Because if I don't, to go on that discovery, to take that chance, be at more grace with yourself, be more in tune with self. I think there actually is a saying for this one, and I want to make sure that I read it when I pull it up, because that is the whole point of this. Let me see. There is not. There's not. I thought there was. But anyway, just having more grace with yourself, just being more patient, being more kind. It's hard to grow in an environment when you are stressed out, when you are going to be like, as soon as you do something that you feel is wrong, you're immediately like, why would you do that? That was so stupid. That was so dumb. Then now you're going out of fear. Now you're going out of anxiety. Now you're going out of a rush pressure behavior, and that could be led from that. But tapping more into that sexuality, being more creative, being more open, being more vulnerable, being more kind and nurturing to yourself is going to go very much a long way. Okay? Just have grace. Don't be too hard on yourself. You are making it. You are doing it. You are doing it. And that is what counts, is you are continuously doing something for yourself every day. No matter how small or how big it is, you are doing it for you and at the end root of what is going to give that to you. Okay? What else do we have, Spirit? Let's do this. Sing. This is the first time I'm getting that card, but be more vocal. Just start singing. Just start releasing. When you start singing in tone, you start moving. When you start moving, you start releasing. You start let go of that fear and restriction of being held and stifled inside of your own body. If your spirit is inside, right, and your body is not moving, how is your spirit going to get fresh air? How is it going to get exercise? How is it going to breathe? Yes, sage is nice, but you need more than sage. You need more than Palo Santo. You need more than those things. Your body is its own personal tool. It's its own personal guide, and it has to continue to flourish in that way and in that aspect, okay? So taking all of that into account, start singing, start being more vocal, start releasing that, start humming, start tapping out a tune, but start releasing that. Let's see if this one has anything in regards to it as well. Yes. It even says, this appears when you are resisting something within yourself and hiding your true power. Use your voice like the birds and speak your truth. Again, leading back to that sexuality. Look at how free they are. Look at how free they are, right? They're just out there. They're going with the flow. It's flowing everywhere. They're in adorned with jewels and gold. Their crown is tripping and everything. Their body looks amazing, and even just with the grace. So allow yourself to stop fighting yourself. The world is already pushing up against you, right? The idealism of certain things, the society, your friends, your family, even them sometimes push their own thoughts. Allow yourself to be truly expressive with yourself and truly free, okay? Give yourself grace. Give yourself patience. Give yourself understanding. Give yourself tenderness. And if you don't know how to start, by doing that, when you feel like you're finna get in a moment where you're about to get pissed off at yourself, right? Take a few moments to breathe and be like, why am I finna get so angry with myself? Am I not allowed to make mistakes? Am I not allowed to breathe for a moment? Am I not allowed to learn lessons? Am I not living an experience right now? Okay. Can I change what just happened? Could I have avoided what happened? Maybe any of those things, but start slowing down. And also, what's also a good song that I've been listening to this in my morning playlist is Jhené Aiko's trigger mantra. Slow down. Right? It's just listening to that just kind of allows you to breathe, and just kind of singing again, humming with that. And or another song by Amber Mark is Journey to the Unknown. Another good song that is about singing that tone, that frequency, that vibrating on your own energy and circuit and transforming that, okay? So when you are discovering your sexuality, it's going to bring up a lot of questions about what you feel like you took in the past that you feel like, why would I do that? Or you're recognizing what you deserve, and now you have to be more vocal with what you need and what's going on. Sage. Thank you, Bubba. Thank you, baby. Sorry. And what you need and what's going on in your life, okay? All right? So take mindful of that. Be assured that and taking that realization, okay? Then we have accountability, right? This is recognizing, again, just being more patient with self. We see this lion is right above this person, and they're not afraid. They're not scared. They're standing in their truth. They're standing in their acknowledgement and what's going on. They're still patient. They're still regal. They're still strong, right? They're all of these things. It's this recognition of who you are at the end of the day. I know this one doesn't, but they say something in here that I want to point out. It says, you are being asked to relax, right? This is, like I said, accountability comes with relaxing, being calm, being centered in self, that grace, that being more vocal. Stop restricting yourself. Allow yourself to be a lot more expressive with that sexuality. Sexuality is about how creative you are and how much you want to express yourself. If you are feeling confident, if you're feeling sure, if you are strong enough to be vulnerable and relying that sense of yourself, but also being able to outspeak with others of what you need and what's going on. Okay, have that grace. Start singing, start humming, start tapping a tune. Like those two songs that I gave you are very powerful because it allows you to be centered in yourself and just humming with them and or singing with them, and allows you to be a little bit more like, okay, wow, I'm a little bit more focused on what's going on, or what I need in that wholeness, okay? So that's also accountability of, have I been able to relax? Have I been able to think about myself? Have I been able to walk through the garden with my lion, which is the courage, which is the boldness, which is the regality of everything, right? Anything else? Ego death, which is essentially looks like the Tower card. So that ego death, again, when we stop having these labels placed on us, right? This is what's going on, this is what's happening, and we start allowing ourselves to live more freely, that is also an ego death. Because ego is there to protect us, right? It's it takes account of everything that has happened to us and it adjusts so that it doesn't happen again. And sometimes it doesn't allow us to see where we need to be accountable, but it also doesn't see where we need to relax on some things, or also where we're able to be freely, truly expressing ourselves. And sometimes it also doesn't allow us grace because we're so focused on our ego and not allowing ourselves to be seen in some sort of light or in some sort of way, or letting this happen again, or I ain't gonna love again, I'm gonna do this now, or I ain't gonna act like this again, or I should have known better, I should have acted like this, why would I do this? It's allowing that ego death of the way that you are currently coping or acting out or reacting in any sense is going to die, because it's not a strong foundation for where you are going, which is just serenity, relaxation, which is grace, which is freedom of expression, freedom of voice, freedom of being clear and understanding that this is what I want, and being able to do that with grace, with ease, with serenity, with calmness. So this ego death coming in is, bless me, very powerful in a sense that it is needed in order for us to move forward. Let us go. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Yes. And then there's a question, that's why I want to look it up. Am I ready to have my plans turned upside down without warning? So again, this is the expectation. I've been doing this to protect myself. This is how I've always acted. This is how I always thought. This is the person that's always been my friend. I've always wanted to be with this person. This has always been my friend. Any things of that sort. I've always acted like this is, why am I doing this? Why is it going like this? It's breaking that cycle. It's breaking what we thought was a solid foundation, what was the pillars to our monumental home is now breaking down. And now even like, look at the throat. Is beaming out light, which means the light is on the inside. That glow, that radiant, that illumination is on the inside for all of us to tap into. But we can't tap into it when we're angry with ourselves. We continue to repeat the same cycles. Our ego is in the way and feeling like we're not doing anything wrong, or we're not acting out in a way that is self-sabotaging or deprecating, or we're not allowing ourselves to relax. It's always go mode. We're not allowing patience or understanding with self and or with others. All of this comes into account for that ego death, right? When you start diving more into these things and these attributes. And that is how it all works. That is what is the accumulation of things working out for your favor, okay, is that ego death, right? Tolerance. Again, that ego death, is your tolerance raised for the good things? Sorry, do you have a high tolerance for things that piss you off? Or like, I can handle it, I can do it. Just because you can handle something doesn't mean that you can actually handle it. And what I mean by that is sometimes our body is so structured, right? Like a tower, the ego death, with trauma or with pain or with the things that have always happened in our life. And since we've always gotten out of it, we feel like I have a high tolerance for this. I can go through this. I've been through this. It ain't nothing. It is something. Because it's weighing on your body, it's weighing on your mind, and it's weighing on your spirit, because you continuously feel like since you have a high tolerance for something, you're supposed to allow this to continuously happen to you. Why? It reminds me of when people are lactose intolerant, right? Why are you continuously allowing this simple gratification, this short-term gratification, for a long-term standing of fucking up your body? Because you may think, oh, it's just on the toilet for now. No, since your body cannot handle it, you're not even seeing what it's doing to you on the inside. So imagine you doing that with continuous pain, with continuous hurt, with continuously allowing things and people to do this in regard to allowing even yourself to listen to your own body, to what it's saying, to what it's speaking, right? Come here. Don't have such a high tolerance for things that when things that are actually for you, you are blocking it off. So that ego death needs to happen, because again, our egos are protect us, but sometimes it doesn't always tell the truth. Okay? There's something in here I want to read as well. Where are you at? Jeez. Let me see. It says, where are you? How will you break free from the energies that want you to remain trapped in the norm? So like I said, that took me a little while to find, I'm sorry, in the norm. Like I said, just because you've always done it, I've always acted like this has always happened to me, or they always act like that, or this always happens at this job, or this or that. Just because something always happens does not make it the norm. Think about like even as like a woman, right? When I go outside, I know I'm going to have to bring at least 2 to 3 weapons with me, because sadly the norm is that something may happen to me. I may not make it back home, or I may be assaulted or harassed or anything of that sort, because it has happened to me and it has happened to others around me, and there's a potential that can happen again. Is this something that happens frequently? Yes, but this is not something that I want to tolerate and or that should be the norm. That is how you should start thinking about your life. Something that just because it is continuous. Come here. Hey. Say hi, Sage. Hello. Hello, say hello. You like, you gonna give me a kiss? That doesn't make that the norm, just because that is something that happens, right? So don't allow hurt, pain, disrespect, disregard, lack of love, crumbs of love, anything of that sort to be the norm. Start discovering your sexuality. What makes you feel free? What makes you feel bliss? What turns you on in a way that allows you to be happy, that allows you to be secure and vulnerable in self? Yes, in sexual needs, but also in sensual needs, right? That inner feeling, that continuous bliss, that continuous feeling of relief, right? And allow yourself that grace, allow yourself that patience for what you did deal with when you felt you had such a high tolerance for the pain. Allow yourself the grace and understanding that that's where I was, but not where I currently am. Allow yourself the grace and recognition that I love myself enough to leave this situation now. And I understand that this is where I was because that's where my mindset was. That's what I was thinking. And I'm thinking in a different way. Therefore, I'm going to be moving. I'm going to be shifting. I'm not going to be having that same mindset. And I'm going to give myself grace because my mind is recognizing it. My spirit has been calling it out, but my body still may. You got my attention. Now, what you going to do with it? Allow yourself grace. Take time with yourself. Nurture yourself. Coddle yourself and heal that. Because what you were tolerating wasn't something. And that's okay because, again, that ego death is coming to kind of show, again, what did happen. But, again, she's still giving herself love. She's still giving herself patience. She's still being courageous in a way that's like, I'm still moving forward in a way that is beneficial to me. And I'm going to sing about it. I'm going to speak about it. I'm going to hum about it. I'm going to be very bold and out about it. Sage is pulling the plug. Sage, down, down, Bubba, down, Bubba, down, Bubba, down. Oh, you think you can go in my room? But just remember that. So with the discovering of your sexuality, it's going to be a lot of more questions about you and yourself, right? And there's going to be a lot of realization to that, right? It's going to be a lot of accountability of what you place yourself in, what you allowed, what you didn't speak up about, what you did say, and that it's going to be a lot of things. But with that coming to the surface and coming out, it's going to allow more space and breath and new life and regeneration to come in, to heal, to cleanse, to plant new seeds and to blossom into something new and a stronger structure that is something that you want to amplify on, right? So, thrivebriety is tolerance. So allow yourself to have the higher the tolerance, the more that you can take. right? Have a high tolerance for pain with tattoos. It's fine, right? The more that I can take. But recognize when you're taking a lot of things that are actually damaging to you, that you should not have a high tolerance for, that you shouldn't have a tolerance for at all, right? He calling it quits. So get ready for the ego death. Get ready for some accountability and grace and patience and love to come in with yourself and come to that conclusion. Ooh, Oshun, justice is coming. That karma is coming. That reaping the benefits of what you sowed is coming. He wouldn't even let me do the last card. He is wrapping my ass up. He like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Sage, come here. Come say bye to me. Oh, look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. Yeah. But allow yourself that Oshun is coming in with that justice, and that justice is reaping the benefit of what we sowed. Sometimes when we're doing the high tolerance, that was a lot of, look, even the highest self was the one on top, and Oshun was the one on the bottom. So justice for your highest self, right? Justice for what you've been through, justice for things of that sort. So just allow yourself that grace and patience and that understanding with this April, because the ego death is coming and you're going to need it, because it's going to shatter and rock your world like nobody's business. But all in all of one, he's a needy little Leo boy. So we are just gonna, yeah, you are. We're just gonna go. This has been real. This has been enjoyable. And this will be on my YouTube channel.